Okay, we're good to go.
All right, guys. Hey, everybody. It's Elisha, Gegg, and Ambassador Diamond. I am super excited for tonight's Zoom. We're just going to get the ball rolling. So Krissy and myself are going to talk about some stuff, and I'm going to get us started. So 5.5 years ago, guys, I got started in this business, and I had no clue what I was doing at the time. I didn't even know that I was getting into network marketing. I wasn't educated on even what network marketing was, but I was excited about about the business venture that I was getting into. So since then, 5.5 years ago, 5.5 years is kind of a long time, and I've learned a lot about the industry, and I've learned a lot about being successful in the industry. And one of my favorite things that I've learned about this business and about this company is ultimately that it's about personal development. It's about personal development that offers you an amazing compensation plan. And we work for a company that pays out really, 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 really well. So if we just stay so focused on continually growing for ourselves, ultimately what's going to happen is that we're going to grow our paychecks. And that's my favorite thing that I've come to realize about this business. And one of the things that I've learned in, my personal development and reading and, just doing everything that I possibly can to learn and to grow is that I had to get over myself. And there was a lot of things that needed to happen within this little thing up here. Because I'm going to tell you, this thing up here can be your biggest and most amazing advocate for you to be successful, but it can also be your biggest enemy and totally stop you from being successful. So we have to learn how to control this thing in between our ears. And one of the things that I did have to, not one of the things, a few of the things that I had to do to get over myself when I was growing this business, and that I'm still continually doing today, is getting over myself by, number one, not caring what people think. Okay? Because I'm from a very, very, very small town. Where everybody knows everybody. Everybody thinks they know your business. They have to be up in your business. And to me, I cared what people think. And where I am today, I can't say that I totally 110% don't care what people think about me, because I do. I want them to look at me as a very successful businesswoman. But I don't necessarily care that they look down upon what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. They're not paying my bills. They're not sending my kids to college. They're not buying my kids cars when they grow up. They're not going to pay for my house. They're not going to pay for me to go on vacation. I've come to realize that it's not about them. It's about me. And I'm going to be judged whether I do this or whether I don't do this. So I don't even care. So that was one of my biggest things to really help me get over myself. And I know it's for a lot of people. Another thing that really for me, and Krissy, after I get done seeing these few things, I'll let you kind of chime in. But another thing for me was fear of failure. I'm a very driven person, and I know a lot of us are. We're very driven, and we want to succeed. And for me, it was anything that I was going to do, I was going to do, and I was going to do it 110%. And I'm a very, very hard worker. But what if I didn't succeed? What if I didn't? What if I failed at this? And for a little while, that did hold me back. That held me back as a double for a really long time, and that held me back from going ambassador for a really long time. Was just that fear of, what if I can't do this? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not a good enough leader? What if I just can't get there? And it all falls right here, guys. It all falls there. And that's what holds us back a lot. And then there's one other thing. For me, this wasn't necessarily like a fear of mine, but it is for a lot of people, and it's fear of working hard. I grew up in a family where I knew that if you work hard and if you go after your dreams, those dreams are going to come true. I was willing to work hard. I was already an entrepreneur. I was already had my own business. I personally, like, I don't even know how I knew this word when I was in 6th and 7th grade, but I can remember being in English class and talking about what I wanted, what you wanted to be when you grew up. And I said I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be my own boss. I had that mindset of I would rather work 80 hours a week for myself versus 40 hours a week for someone else. Why am I going to work to give someone else and make somebody else's dreams come true? That's not how I thought about things. And I just knew that I was going to have to work hard, but a lot of people are afraid to work hard. They are afraid to put in those hours in that time to really, really see success in this business. So, and in this industry. But everybody's fears are different. What you have to do to get over yourself is different. And what you have to do to see success in this industry is going to be different. So, Krissy, are there any, what do you feel like your biggest, hurdles were to, really get over yourself?
And I'm going to say mine was a lot similar to yours, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like the difference between you and I's journey, because you started off this business really quickly. You caught the vision and you just started running with it. Whereas with me, it took me a good 1.5, 2 years before I even not necessarily caught the vision with this, but before I wanted to put 2 feet in with this business. I wanted to work this business secretively because I was afraid of being judged. So I tried to do that for my first 1.5, almost 2 years. And my success showed it because it took me a long time to see success in this business. So I feel like that held me back because I wanted to work this business with 1 foot in and not by putting 2 feet in, and kind of 100% wholeheartedly putting my whole heart into this. And it was only, and I say this all the time, it was only until I got to an event and surrounded myself with other people until I really fully could grasp the fact of I've got to be all in with this, and I've got to understand that these people that I am so fearful of them judging me, they're not paying my bills. They will never, ever be paying my bills. And that's something we always have to remind ourselves. It's up to me to make my dreams come true. It's up to me to help us pay our bills. It's up to me to bring in that extra income for our household. It's not up to them. And why was I letting so many other people's thoughts of what I actually what I even thought they were thinking, because they weren't, half the time they weren't even thinking that, but I thought they were thinking these things, and it held me back for so long. And I remember Pam Sauter says it all the time. And I remember she said it even whenever I first joined this business: get over yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's until you fully get over yourself and the thing between the 2 ears, until you get over that, you are never going to come across your hurdles. But what I also think is really important, I had those hurdles early on in the business, and I feel like we're going to still kind of hit them along our business the further we go. I feel like I hit a hurdle whenever I went triple diamond. I've been at triple diamond for 1.5 years now, and I'm still overcoming a hurdle. And you hit a hurdle at double diamond, and you hit a hurdle at presidential diamond. I think it's important for all of us to know, we are always going to be hitting these hurdles, but instead of stopping at them like a brick wall, why not jump over them and just go past them with full speed instead of just stopping? And I think that's something that we all have to kind of take a step back and realize that we're going to have hurdles in this business. We're always going to be trying to overcome certain fears. Elisha, you had a fear of going Ambassador Diamond because you didn't think you were worthy of it. You look at, there's so many different fears that we all face in this business. And while one might sound silly to somebody else, it's something that we're all going through, and we just have to overcome them. And the only way we're going to is the first step is fixing this in here. That's the first step of all of it.
Which all goes back to the personal development.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm going to say it again, like this industry, this company offers us an amazing compensation plan to simply just grow ourselves. So that's what we're going to talk about even more tonight. We're going to talk about a book that we've been reading lately. I was recommended the book and I started reading it, and I recommended it to Krissy. And 2 chapters in, like, our minds are blown already. And we really are loving it, and we really want to share like what we're learning with it, and to offer it to you guys to read. So Get Over Your Damn Self. That's what it's called.
And what I love about this is the girl who wrote it, she's in the industry. She is in the network marketing industry now. So it's it's not somebody that wrote this book 30 years ago. Like, this is somebody going through the industry now, and it's a woman. Like, she relates to us.
It's a very, very, very good book already. And again, I've only made it to the 2nd chapter. So we're going to touch base on a few things. But I really get on Amazon, order that bad boy. You can have it here in 2 days. You have got to read this book. It will totally change your mindset.
Is it an audio?
No.
I don't think so.
I searched. You can't get it audio, but I'm going to tell you, I am not one for having books in my hand. Like, I'm not a page turner. I like to listen, and I'm into this book. The first chapter, I knew I was
easy to read.
Yes.
Like, sucks you in.
Yes.
Okay. Because that's my hardest. Is like, I get so.
You won't
distracted.
have a problem.
You will not have an issue with this one.
Okay. Good.
It's so good.
And I have a lot of audibles racked up that I need to be cashing in.
Don't even cash those in. Grab this one first.
Yes.
So I'm just we're gonna touch base on a few things that we're learning, guys. But a lot of this is stuff that we've already heard. You might have heard it from me before. You might have heard it from your sponsor. You might have heard it from a video that you watched, but I'm still going to touch base on some of them because it still is very, very good information. Krissy, I have some notes. I know you might have took some notes too. So we're just going to kind of bounce back and forth off of each other. But I've said this 1,010 times before, but I am a firm believer that if you ask for something, the universe is willing to, bring it to you. And this is one of the things that she talks about. And one of the things that she says is it's pretty amazing what the universe brings you when you're actually willing to ask for it. So guys, I'm asking you tonight, what are you willing to ask for in this business? Are you asking for something small? Or are you asking for something big? What are you willing to ask for? Are you asking for ruby? Are you asking for diamond? Are you asking for ambassador or black diamond? Go big or go home. If you're willing to ask for it, it'll happen. And I'm glad that she talks about this in that book. She also talks about there's 3 different buckets, guys.
I love this part.
Yes, there's 3 buckets in which people might fall into. And I've talked about this before in the beginning, but I kind of fell away from it. But whenever you talk to somebody, they're either going to go into the first bucket of being a customer, okay, or they're going to go into the second bucket of being a distributor, or they're going to go into the third bucket of no. Okay, when we put somebody into the third bucket and they're no's, we automatically disregard them. What she's saying is just because they're in the third bucket and they don't want to be a distributor and they don't want to try your products doesn't mean they can't be beneficial to you and your business. And what she's saying is ask them for referrals. Ask them for anybody who they think might be interested in the business, might be interested in the products, might be interested in a party. Whatever it might be, ask them for referrals. And, just don't disregard the fact that they said no means no. So I like that she did go into that. Another thing that she said is that I am going to say this word because it's in the book. She says, get over your damn self. So I'm just going to say damn. I hope that's okay. But she says, talk to people all the damn time. Like, that's our job. Just freaking talk to people all the time. She's like, it's literally that simple. Talk to people all the damn time is what she says in the book. And it's just so simple that we try to overcomplicate it, but it's not any more complicated than that. We just keep talking to people. We keep talking to people. Anything you want to add yet?
I'm just going to go straight to the very beginning of this book. The very first sentence says, congratulations, you are officially the CEO of your own business. And I think we all really thought about that. You are a business owner. You are a CEO of a business that can become a multi-million-dollar business. You are the CEO of this. And if you fully understand the potential that just sits within your hands of this business that you are the CEO of, like, it would blow your mind. And she also said in there, which I love, she said, show me any 6 or 7 figure CEO out there that didn't get to where they are because they didn't work hard. Every single CEO out there got to where they are because they worked hard day in and day out of their business. They worked long hours. They stayed up late. They did this because they were the CEO of their business. And that's what I think we all need to remember, because we paid, US dollars, we paid $99 to get into this business.
I paid $199.
Yeah, I paid $199 too. But we paid this small amount to get into this business. And I think sometimes because we paid such a small amount, we don't take it as serious as what we really should.
I agree.
And pretend like you started this 6, 7, say it's cost you that much money to get into a business. Say it cost you $50,000 to get in here. Wouldn't you take it a whole lot more serious than if you only paid $99 to get in? Remember, at the end of the day, you are a CEO of your business. Are you proud of what you've done for your business that you started up at the end of every single day? And I love that opening sentence right there. Congratulations, you're the CEO of your own business now. And I love that.
So going back to, you are the CEO, you have success right at your fingertips. Let's talk about the reasons people fail, because people fail in this a lot. People fail in this almost every single day. And what she talks about is there's 4 reasons that somebody might fail this business. And the first one is they're not coachable. If you're going to get into this, you have got to be coachable. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to listen to other people, whether those other people are your upline, your sponsor, your downline, your sideline, whoever it might be. You have to be willing to listen to them, take their advice, and be coachable. You have to be plugged in. You guys on here tonight, that is so crucial to your business, is being plugged in. Like, give yourself a pat on the back just for making it on here tonight. A lot of people fail because they aren't plugged in.
I want to add on to that. I actually have the book in front of me. I highlighted a lot of things that I really like. And one of the things that she said, I did what the successful members of my upline told me to do. That's all she did. She did what they told her to do, and she did it. She plugged in. And then another thing that she said was, once I learned the basics, then I was able to add on my own personality and my flair to it. But I didn't do that until I knew what the hell I was doing. And that's exactly what she said. Like, I feel like a lot of times we reach a certain rank and we're like, okay, we need to change what we're doing. I need to, I hit diamond, I need to change my ways. Or I hit triple diamond, I need to change my ways. Don't do it. Just do what got you to where you are, and do what the people that you know, what they did. Just do that over and over. Do that over and over. And we know that they're doing the steps to success because we're doing that at the end of the day. And that's how we've gotten to where we are right now, is the steps to success. And that's all we need to be doing, is just that there.
Yes. Another part of the not coachable was they're not studying, they're not learning the industry. One of the biggest things that has helped me succeed is really taking, like, I have a whole entire library. I wouldn't call it a library, but maybe a shelf full of books that have helped me learn the industry. If you need books to help you learn the industry, study the industry, I have a ton. I'd be very willing to offer you a book to read, but not until after you read this one.
No matter where you're at in the business, brand new, 5 years, like, I highly recommend it for sure.
Yes. I also like number 2 of why people fail in this is because they don't treat it like a business. Like Krissy had mentioned earlier, you pay $99 to get into this business, and it can be easy to kind of like let it slide under the rug. It can be easy to not treat it as a priority. It can be easy to, this is what I have written down. Truth. So many things in your life are vying for your time and attention. If you don't really want to do this, you won't do it. Okay, so make it a priority. Treat this business like it's a business. Don't treat it like it's a hobby. You don't have to devote 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours to this. That's, that's a benefit. But we can get paid like we did. You just have to work this business every single week. You have to be consistent. Open your business daily. Talk about your products daily. Talk about your opportunity daily. Open this business daily as if you were to have a brick and mortar store yourself. And uninterrupted time. I know this is a lot easier said than done, but uninterrupted time working this business is very important. Whether that's an hour of uninterrupted, whether it's a half an hour or 2 hours, however you can squeeze it in, whether it's at nighttime when everybody's sleeping, whether it's early in the morning before people get up, like whatever it might be, like figure out when and where you can work this business uninterrupted. Because just doing that, having the computer, having the laptop, having your phone, whatever it is that you're working on right in front of you, not getting up, and you're going to get so much more accomplished if you weren't having those other distractions. So make sure you try to do that. The third thing is you're not willing to get uncomfortable. And this all goes back to Krissy and myself. Krissy said earlier that she was wanting to do this business kind of in secret. She wasn't willing to get uncomfortable to get out on social media to say, hey, I'm your It Works crazy rap girl. You have to embrace the fact that you're a crazy rap girl now. You embrace the fact that you're wearing black, green, and bling. You embrace it, and you be willing to be that crazy person and get uncomfortable being that person, because that's when the magic happens. The magic happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Okay? The magic happens when you don't care what the other person's going to say because you're uncomfortable with putting it out there. Or you might be uncomfortable with running and training. You might be uncomfortable with going live on Facebook. You might be uncomfortable with doing an online party. Whatever it is that makes you uncomfortable, get out there and do it. Do it anyway. And fail when you do it. Make mistakes when you do it, because that's when you learn. That's when you grow. When you stretch yourself to get uncomfortable and make those mistakes, that's when you learn. So, earn as you learn. I like that she said that, and I've said it before, but you don't have to know everything to be successful in this business. You don't have to know all in the ingredients. You don't have to know the compensation plan. Trust me, you don't need to know the compensation plan.
Trust me, I do not know the compensation plan.
You do the steps of success.
You need to be commission qualified every month to get paid. That's all I know.
Yeah. That's all you don't need to understand it. If you're a math person and numbers person like myself, then I'll teach you it, but you don't need to know it. You can get paid really, really, really good and not know anything about the compensation plan. Trust me. But just know you can earn as you learn. Okay? Just keep enrolling customers and keep enrolling distributors. Keep talking to people.
And the more people you talk to, the more you perfect your conversations with people too. So I learned a lot. Like whenever I first joined this business, I had like a 10-page message that I would send to people about this business, and I would send them all the ingredients, and I would just word vomit all over people. And I just like, we've made so many mistakes along the way. Like learn from our mistakes. But the thing is like, you're going to get better the more mistakes you make. So get out there and just get uncomfortable, because the more you do it, the more you're going to perfect your ways.
Yes. I remember you said somebody messaged you back and they're like, hey, I think somebody hacked your message account. Like, we got this really long message.
Yeah, she wrote on my wall. And she said, I went ahead and deleted that. I'm like, well, it wasn't spam. And I got blocked out of messaging people for my first like 48 hours because I messaged so many people the same exact copy and paste message. It was so bad.
Oh, shoot.
But I had to do that to learn not to do that.
Yeah. Yep. You know now.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth reason that people fail in this business is because they're not hungry enough. They're not hungry enough. Are you hungry? Is your why big enough? Guys, life's going to happen. Life's going to happen for every single one of us. But is your why big enough to keep you going when life happens? And that's the biggest thing you need to ask yourself. If you don't make your business a priority, who is? It's not up to your sponsor. It's not up to your upline to make your business your priority. That's just like Krissy said, you're the CEO of your own business, and it's up to you to make it a priority. It's not up to your sponsor. It's not up to your upline to call you and say, hey, did you work your 1 hour a day? Did you work your 2 hours a day for your business? That's not up to them. You determine when you work this business. You have to be hungry. You have to visualize the success that you want. You have to dream. You have to dream really, really big.
And I think for a lot of us, that's hard, because as you grow older, your dreams get smaller and smaller and smaller, because the doubt of other people comes in here. And so it's so hard for us to truly dream big, because you kind of think it's silly. Mm-hmm. But you've got to dream bigger. You have to.
Ask yourself tonight, like I would like you to write these questions down. Okay. What would life and freedom look like for you? And what is it that you really, really want from this business?
And don't write down money. Like, let's say money is your drive, but what is that money going to do for you? And then what is that thing that money's going to get for you? What does that mean to you? Truly deep in your heart, what does that mean to you? Because whatever that means to you is your why. It's not the money that's your why. It's what you believe that's going to come with that money.
And if you need help developing this why, if you need help, like really, really narrowing it down, because she talks a lot about really narrowing down your why in the second chapter. If you need help with that, like ask one of us. Because like Krissy said, if you just say money, it's so much deeper than just money. Like, what really is that going to do for you? So ask yourself those two questions and really, really visualize what success might look like. What success might look like in a year from now, because a lot can happen in a year. I can testify to that. A lot can happen in a year with this business if you're willing to work hard.
In a year's time, I went from making barely 4 figures a month to making 5 figures a month in a year's time. So I went from barely making $1,000 a month to making $10,000 a month. And that was in less than a year's time. That was in 6 months' time. Like, that is what can happen with your guys' business.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just incredible visualize what $10,000 a month would feel like. Because that's what I did. That's what I did whenever I made it to Diamond. Whenever I first saw that $2,000 paycheck, I asked myself, but what would it feel like if I could get that first $5,000 paycheck? And then it was, what is that $10,000 paycheck going to look like? How's that going to feel? And then it was, what's the $20,000 paycheck going to look like? How's that going to feel? And then 25, and then 30. Like, what would that feel like? What is that? How do you visualize that? And what is that going to feel like for you?
And you're probably having like a heck of a time trying to even wrap your brain around that. But truly, like, what would that feel like for you? Like, that's what you have to ask yourself.
There's something in here. I wish I could open to the page right now and find it, but I would be wasting my time. But it's something in there about like, if you're not willing to ask for something big, then it's not going to be given to you. Go out there and ask for something big. Ask for that $30,000 paycheck. Go out there. And like Krissy said, like, we get all too often, like, our dreams are pushed down, and we're told to quit dreaming, and we don't allow ourselves to dream big. Like, I'm telling you right now to give yourself permission to dream big again. Because what you have your hands on, what this business and what this company can do for you will and completely and utterly change your life if you let it. So I'm asking you tonight to give this 5 years. Like, tell yourself, like, I'm going to give this 5 years, and I'm going to give this next 5 years the best 5 years. I'm going to work harder than I've ever worked before. And if you're willing to do that, I promise you're going to be making $100,000 a month. Not even kidding. You have to be willing to work for it, though. Promise yourself tonight that 5 years, if I do this for 5 years, and what if you don't what if it isn't quite at $100,000 a month? What if it's not that yet? But what if you're making $60,000 a month? You know? Like, why not? Other people are doing it. Why not you?
I think something we all need to remind ourselves is every single one of us is worthy of that. Because then doubt creeps in and you're like, well, I'm not worthy of that. Or I'm not that person. I don't look like her. I can't talk to people like her. Every single one of you are worthy of that. You just got to put it into action.
And it all boils down to the thing in between your 2 ears. You wake up every morning and you tell yourself, I am worthy. That I am a freaking amazing, it works, crazy rap girl. That I am a black diamond. You keep telling yourself that, and you won't have to worry about thinking you're not worthy, because you'll know it. So, is there anything else you wanted to add about the book, Kriss?
There's one thing in here that I really, there's actually two things in here that I really like. It's at the very end of this second chapter, so it ends it perfectly. There's two of them. One says, you may feel like you want to quit. You have to commit to working 18 to 24 months as hard and as smart as you can. But like you said, why not change that 18 to 24 months? Let's make that 5 years. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine what working your business diligently every single day for 5 years, talking to new people every single day? Imagine what that's going to look for you. I'm going to use Joel and Stephanie Dunn for an example real quick. How many times do we see them posting about them talking to new leads or them signing up new people? Think about all the people that they've talked to over the past 7 years. That's why they have so many leads. That's why they're signing people constantly. We have to talk to more people. And we're still not even talking to enough. We need to talk to even more people always and forever be talking to people, because doing something like posting and just focusing on only doing that isn't enough for our business. We have to do more. We have to talk to more people and just do more. And then another one that I really liked, and I know most of us have heard this before, but it says entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't.
Amen.
Truly think about that one and let that one sink in. There's a reason why we are doing this.
Yes. I love it. Any questions, guys?
Anybody want to add anything?
I'm super excited to get my book in the mail. I ordered it yesterday.
Yay.
Really
Love
excited.
it.
May not sleep tonight.
Who else is going to order it? Yay. Okay, good. And see, guys, you know what I love about this is that we just shared something. We're not getting paid for doing this. But if I was sharing you my works products, I'd be getting paid for that. That's all network marketing is just sharing it. So too bad we don't get commission off of, maybe I can get a hold of her like, hey, can I get some commission off of you? So I'm so glad that you guys hopped on tonight. We talked about this the last time that we were going to make this a every other week deal. And I'm really excited. I have a guest speaker for our next one. You guys should be very, very, very excited about. I'm not going to leak who it is yet. But she is she's a top, I'll say top 10. I won't go any further than that. So be excited. It will help kick off December 1st, or our month for December, or the month of December. Good grief. So yes, I'm really, really, really excited to have her on our next one. So be telling your teams and be sure that they join in, and let's get some more people on. But anywho, I'm glad you guys did hop on. I'm so excited to see all of your faces on here tonight. I hope it was good. I hope we lit a fire for you. And let's go out and let's finish off the evening, and let me know when you guys get your books and let me know what you think. So